All right, so we're still moving really rapidly and quickly and thoroughly. Um, if I say I want you to give someone 100, give them 100. People are like, well, Lord, I gave them 60. I might have wanted you to give them 100 so that I could give you 1,000 in a different way, and then that increases your trust in me and you feel more loved by me, beloveds. You gotta remember, I'm all about love. So basically, it's not only I that testify about who I am, the Holy Spirit testifies to who I am. And it really came down to, I had a beautiful Christmas with Peter and Sarah. I did. I want to thank you guys for that. I was praying on how to do that. Peter came to my hotel room without me having to call him. I just get a knock on the door. He'd have food for me that Sarah prepared because I was out of food at that time. Me and Peter could sit down, have some beers, and we had our brotherly bond that I love between us. And I could advise him because Sarah's a Christian and my wife is amazing. She sent her Charles Stanley books, all kinds of things. And blessed Peter too with the Raiders jersey, some other things. Like my wife, when she first started, was pretty strong about it in her belief and her faith in who I am. So even our first conversation, though, I had to kind of raise my voice at her. Didn't God tell you you're supposed to come here? So those that do that whole, I'm going to investigate this, but I'm not going to fully commit to it. That automatically just, no. This is your new life, and you have to commit to it. Because what that does, it restores you, beloveds. And that's really what we're still focused on right now, the restoration. Marriages, those are restored, good. Now restoring families and how that has to work. Because I've taken over everything. So, me, Peter, and Sarah were sitting there watching this Netflix series, The Messiah. It was apt that we were watching it. The Holy Spirit was involved in showing me some things I'd go through with my wife. The lady shows up and she's like interrogating him while he's in jail. Holy Spirit's like, there's your wife. So she'll be against you at first, but once all of her preconceived notions of things are removed, but you're still husband and wife. So it's been a very patient, endurance-filled walk, walking with Mary through all of this. But teaching her, well, these are our ways, these are how we do things. And then that she's an angel and she has to just realize there's things that she's being groomed for. All of you were groomed for this. It wasn't just in vain. It wasn't just one way of confirming things. That we can use anything to minister to you. And I was trying to teach my people that. Don't put me in a box. Don't go back to those tired sermons. Don't put God in a box. Live it. Get to know me at my level is really what I love to do. Because the Holy Spirit gets involved and starts teaching all of us in different areas. I can sit down and every word I say is convicting to someone. So turning my attention back towards the church system is what I'm doing now, and then freeing people from the oppression they were under, because that false Holy Spirit isn't gonna do anything but get upset with me for meddling in its church. And until you differentiate who you're following, why you're doing it, all of these areas in your heart had to be touched and brought to the surface. So these decisions people have made, and it took a long time to get Peter to freaky deaky witchcraft land so that we could have this amazing wedding for Mary, and it was all laid out at her feet. So we do this a lot with her. So she'll stop fighting us so much. But that is the Christmas I want to have with Mary. That's like every day I wanted to have with Mary. So we push towards that, and then that's what I want you guys to have in your marriage. That it's okay to be passionate. It's okay to figure things out to an extent, but you have to be willing to receive the confirmation you receive, is the biggest thing that I saw in those that didn't reach their promised land yet. I had said my vows with Mary when she was saying her vows, and our vows were that everybody would have the type of marriage that we had before the devil got involved. So we all went through this together, and those testimonies for our marital counseling type of ministry is in Mary, it's in me, it's in your kingdom spouse, it's in your prodigal spouse. All of this comes together beautifully as the cornerstone of my church, as I stated. So I never go backwards, beloveds. And I wanted to make sure Peter had a good marriage, because he was stuck in a situation where he wasn't happy. And then he jumped into it just like me and Mary did, because Peter had told me I want to have a double wedding. Because I had married Peter and Sarah, then I married Mary. So we had that double wedding, and that's the bond we all have as family. Also in those days, the nobles of Judah were sending many letters to Tobiah, and replies from Tobiah kept coming to them. So there's communication in the spirit right now. For many in Judah were under oath to him. The list of exiles who returned. So I have confirmation in many different forms. And the reason for that my kingdom ruling with an iron rod and all of that isn't necessary anymore. Thank you. There are people that are part of my kingdom because they want to be. That's my kingdom. And it's about trust. And what the church system does is it just messes all of that up. Did God really tell you that? It's a tiresome argument that I don't want to go through. So grafting people in based on their own decision making, so that when they arrive at their promise, in their promise, with their promise, they look back and they see I was with them the entire time. Makes them feel even more loved. There's the things of heaven I don't reveal too much for various reasons, but rest assured, I know what I'm doing. I love you.